Hi, I'm James and welcome to another review. Now recently Amazon Prime had a sale on and they had the Star Wars Legion game starter set. Now it's not exactly a small box. Fantasy Flight games are well known for their big boxes. They do two different starter sets for this. You have the traditional one, and you have the Clone Wars set. I'm a traditionalist. I like the original films, so I picked this one up. Let's have a look what we actually get in the box. Very tight fitting box. Quite a heavy card as well, which is quite nice. So we've got a Learn to Play book, complete with Darth Vader on the cover. So it looks at what you get with it. We'll look through all of those in a minute. Assembly guides for the miniatures and the tools. Learning how to play the game. Goes through the basic rules. Looks fairly straightforward. What I will do is do a playthrough once I've actually got everything down. How to paint your figures as well. A bit on making buildings and terrain. Okay, there's a quick reference guide on the back. That's quite good. Okay, we've got cardstock counters. Quite a few different counters there. Double-sided. I'll look at those later. This is the bit, let's be honest, that most people are going to want to see in the review. We've got the dice. Now there's different types of dice for different powered weapons. Okay, we'll talk more about that when we look at the how to play video. We've got some barricades. So you've got some terrain to start you off. Very Star Wars looking ones. Some of them seem to have consoles built onto them. There are different patterns within there. I can see there, just looking at two, they are different, which is a nice touch. Most games you'd have probably just got the same set. So we've got a few of those. We've got the range and movement markers for these. These are quite simple. I know that it doesn't use tape measures or anything like that, so we've got those. We've got bases, so we've got the vehicle bases there and the infantry bases there. Nice straightforward simple bases. They're flat edged rather than being flanged like most of them. We've got the cards for the game. Just having a quick look at some of these. Lovely artwork on them. Quite small. So these are the things. Add troopers to your units. Heavy weapons. Yeah. Different weapon loadouts for the AT-RT, Jedi mind tricks, force choking, force push, force reflexes. Yeah, saber throw, I quite like that one. Concussion grenades, targeting scopes, long range comms. All sort of very appropriate for the background. You then got the unit cards. Now the unit cards, bit larger. These are playing card size, and you've got the various Imperial ones. You get 2 units of Stormtroopers, 1 unit of speeder bikes, and Darth Vader. So you've got those. The Rebels have got the AT-RT, 2 units of Troopers, and Luke Skywalker. So they're your unit cards, and then you've got, sort of, best described as sort of tactic cards. What you're actually going to do. They play an integral part in deciding who moves first in a turn. And then you've got some mission cards. Yeah, nice and straightforward. And board layouts. I'm assuming and terrain. So I assume you use a selection of them. That's quite a nice idea, separating them out. So what do we then have figure-wise? Okay, we've got Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. Now these aren't and there's somebody else as well in there. That's the Rebel pilot by the look of it. These aren't soft plastic. They're quite a hard plastic, not fully hard plastic, but fairly hard, and they do require some assembly. So for example, Luke Skywalker, we've got the lightsaber arm to go in there. They're not particularly push fit, so these will be glue in place. So I'll have to glue some of these and assemble them. I'll do that in time probably for the next video. But they do look quite nice. They're 32mm tall figures. Detailing is very, very impressive. You can see there's lots and lots of detail on there. When I've got some painted, we'll probably see that a bit better. Darth Vader, again, we've got a three-part this time rather than two. We've got the arm. Now, I know some people will compare it to the previous game that Fantasy Flight brought out with the Star Wars background, and they were one piece. These are a bit more complex. They're more wargaming models, but they do give you, by splitting them up, they do have a bit more flexibility regarding pausing and things. And yeah, they're going to look quite nice. So that's the Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and the AT-RT pilot. Now we've got a couple of the speeder bikes there. We've got the AT-RT itself. And one touch I do like with this, looking it up before I did this, is the fact that you've actually got different weapon loadouts for it. There are 3 different weapon loadouts for that one. What have we got there? We've got 2 flight stands. We've got the 2 speeder bike crew. I like the fact that they are different. One is pointing a weapon behind, one is just steering it normally. And then we have the big infantry bag. So what have we got in the infantry bag? Okay, so we get 2 what look like identical poses in each. So we've got 2 stormtroopers there, and we've got another 2 stormtroopers. Back detail is good, belt detail is good. They look very much like the originals. So we've got a rebel trooper. We'll count them up and we'll see how many we get of each. So we've got 2 more rebel troopers there. They look like sergeant figures. That each force has got 2 sergeants, and then the remainders are ordinary infantry, I believe. Yeah, so we've got more rebels there. We've got another pack of stormtroopers. Oh no, we actually have the heavy blaster rifle, the one based on the MG34. So there are some heavy weapons in this. So that's a nice touch. What have we then got? We've got a couple of rebel troopers with what look like iron guns. I'm not a brilliant expert on these, but we've got that. We've got the rebels with the Gatling lasers. We've got 2 more rebel troopers there. 2 more rebel troopers armed with the standard las-gun, which was the modified from the MP44. I'm not enough of an expert to be able to tell you what that one is. We've got the Imperial Sergeant with the E11 blaster rifle. I do know that one, and we actually have 2 missile launchers for the Imperials as well, which is nice. So we've got 2 more Imperials and then 2 more Imperials. So that means we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 rebel troopers. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 stormtroopers. So yes, it's an expensive box, but there is a fair amount of figures in there. If you think we've got 14 stormtroopers, 14 rebel troopers, we've then got the 2 speeder bikes. I've got no idea where these all came out of. We've got the AT-RT, so the 2 speeder bikes, bases to go with them. We've got the barricades. We've got all the bases for the figures, which are just nice simple plain bases. They could easily Be upgraded. Make sure I put these back in the bag before I lose any of the bits. So we're looking at 2 bikes, a walker, and 30 infantry figures, 14 of each faction, plus a leader for each. So that is not exactly an insubstantial starting force. I think it's enough to give you 2 small armies to game away. I'll be interested to see how the rules work. So bear with me, and hopefully very shortly I'll have some of these assembled and painted, and I'll do a playthrough. See you soon for another review.